In my previous film, I talked about the concept of minor scales and the different ones that you can have, the harmonic and melodic minors and the modes. Have a look at that video for a sort of preamble to this one. Now, we also have chords that are formed on a minor scale. Now, for the purposes of what I'm just going to discuss now, let's build it on the natural minor. So that scale is a C to C, C minor. Now, if I take the first, third and fifth, and then I'm going to take the seventh as well, because we're just going to get a bit more in depth into the harmony here. We get C minor 7, D minor 7 with a flattened fifth, E flat major 7, F minor 7, G minor 7, A flat major 7, B flat 7, and then we come back to our C minor 7. Now with those, now this is on the sort of rock school grade 5, and for very good reason. If you're getting to grips with that, it's quite a handy thing to have around when you're doing your songwriting. Now with the C minor 7, I could add my ninth. That means I could have my D half diminished, the flattened ninth. You can just keep going with all of these extensions. There's my E flat major 7 with a ninth, and the ninth is built using that scale. So it enables quite a few different combinations. And there are also chords that go between some of these degrees. For example, if I've got C minor, D flat 7 with a sharpened 11th. Now, all of those notes, they fit in the scale of C harmonic minor. But the bass note doesn't. But because you have notes that are connected with that minor scale, you can start changing what you do with your bass. So I've just used more notes in my chords. If I go back to just 3 notes in my chord, I get C minor, D diminished, E flat major, F minor, G minor, A flat major, and B flat major. So if you're writing a song that's in a minor key, you could use your sort of 3-note chords instead. This is, obviously that's, it's not rock, that's kind of jazzy more, really. Stuck the 7th in there at the end as well. But knowing that you can put that 7th note in any of those chords does mean that you can really explore the harmony. And the more notes you have between chords, the more likely it is that you're going to have the same note that appears in the next chord. So for example, when I had my C minor to my D flat 7 with a sharpened 11th, lots of notes that were the same, and that really helps convey and sort of make that harmony quite fluid. You can also try holding one note and seeing how you can construct a chord that has that same note at the top. actually that chord would resolve more as a flat 9. And then you have your other notes around it to create your sort of chromatic chord sequence. So that's really a further exploration of those minor chords. So there we go, C minor, F minor, and G7. You can use those. Now, you can also make chord 5 minor, because your natural minor's got a B flat in it. So you can have that chord 5 as a minor chord, but it does resolve back to the tonic chord if you have a major chord. It's just a bit nicer as a concept, as a cadence. Now this is a perfect cadence, but so arguably would also be this, but it doesn't have that same flow because the major third in that 5th chord is the leading note, whereas that is a gap of a whole step or a tone. It doesn't have that same sort of resolution. But in the middle of a chord sequence, of course, you can start tinkering with your majors and minors because of the scale having this chromatic thing at the top where you have a B natural for your G, or you can have a B flat in your G minor.